Esme, welcome to Somali TV.
Well, thank you so much. It's my honor to be part of Somali TV.
Thank you. What do you think about this particular event, this open house?
Well, I think the mosque is doing a wonderful job. I mean, I think it's very, very smart of them to invite the public and to invite everyone in, because I think what they're saying is that they're not involved in taking these young men or recruiting these young men or financing these young men leaving this country. And by opening up the doors and inviting everyone in, I think that they're making a very good point about letting people know that they have nothing to hide.
Well, as we understand, the local media or Minnesota media took a lot of criticism from the Somalis about how they covered these issues of missing men and what the Somalis think about it. What do you think this kind of event will bring to the Somalis and your involvement coming here and others?
I do think, I see that the Somali community and the mosques in particular, and especially this mosque, has been extremely open and helpful, and Omar Hure, the executive director here, has answered phone calls. The youth director here has been wonderful in answering, the guy you just interviewed, young man you just interviewed, has been wonderful in returning phone calls, and I think it's going to go a long way to promoting the fact that Somalis obviously are just as concerned about these poor young men and the families that have lost them. So I think it's a really smart move by this mosque.
Okay. I saw you just coming a couple of events, Somali events,
yes.
And you see just taking part of this. So what do you think that the local media or the national media, some sort of precautions that they need to know, or which kind of steps do you think that they can take so they can better know the Somalis here in Minnesota?
Well, I think one of the messages that I got loud and clear is that media needs to be very careful, not just to go to one person, to really make an effort to talk to a number of representatives in the community.
Thank you, Esme, for your time.
Bismillaahi Raxmaani Raxiim. Waxaan halkan isugu nimid galabta in aan taageerno ama aan supportka masaajidka Abuubakar Sadiq oo ah masaajid Islamic Center Soomaalida ugu weyn oo bariyahan ay waxyaabo aan run ahayn laga faafiyay. Marka saa darteed halkaan aan galabta isugu nimid insha Allah wax si fiican bayna hadda u bilaabatay. saas ayaynu hadda galabta halkaa u joognaa. Magacaygu waa Maxamed Cabdirashiid. masaajidkan qof iiga dhow ma jira u malaynayaa in daaqadeeda imaanka ka arki karaa. Ma aha tii Sarah Bell Somali TV I can see Rashid from my window. Ani saas oo kale maahay, aniga daaqadeeda imaanka si run aan u arki karaa. Marka supportkan waan siinaynaa waxa laga faafiyay ama waxa ay banaanka dadku la wareegayaan wax ka jira ma laha.
I think it's really great.
Just start with your name and
My name is Nathan O'Malley.
Nathan O'Malley.
From where?
Yeah, Minneapolis or
I'm from St. Paul Park.
St. Paul Park.
So
what do you think about this?
I think it's really good. I think a lot of people are curious about Islam and have a lot of questions. So the fact that they would hold an event where people can come and get questions answered and see what it's like is beautiful.
For your own personal experience, have you gained some information on an experience or something that you just, when you came here, that you did not know that you learned today?
I guess I didn't realize there were so many people from different cultures, and so.
Right. That's interesting, and it's very good. So do you think there is a lot of stories surrounded by the Somalis or Muslims in general in America since 9/11, especially for the Somalis, about missing kids and everything. So do you think this is going to bring Somalis and others in Minnesota to bring together?
Yes, I think it will. Yep.
Right. Thank you, Nathan.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I'm very appreciative, and I think it's important to let people who have not been that familiar with Islam to get a chance to meet people and to learn. Luckily, my daughter has had many friends from within this community, and so it provides me with an additional opportunity.
For your personal experience, have you, is there any feeling or something that you think that you gained from this event that you may not know before?
Well, one of the things that I want to share, also with the people here is that coming from a Jewish background where there was discrimination, I feel a similarity and a connection with Muslims who have experienced a lot of prejudice and misunderstanding from the community, and so I want to support and show solidarity, and I'm also grateful for this opportunity for people to meet and share food together.
Thank you so much. We appreciate for your time. We'll let you go.
Well, I think it's great that you've opened the place up. I'm very happy to see the place. I was here when you first acquired it, and I saw it when it was still a factory. And you've done a beautiful job turning this into a mosque and a community center for yourselves. And I think it's great that you've opened it up to the community. I think it's nice to see people in here, I don't want to say Americans, whatever, people who are native to here, in here and seeing the place. And hopefully it's good for them to see you and good for you for them to see them in your place. And well, I hope people will see this place for what it is, that it's open to your whole community. I have no idea what the connection to those missing young men and this place is. I know they've been here, and I hope they're, I'm sorry for them. I hope they're all right. But I think it'll be good for people to see that there's nothing going on in here that's suspicious or...
I think this event will ultimately achieve for the Somalis.
Well, I talked to a lot of neighbors here right here in the Phillips neighborhood, and I think it's been really a great opportunity for them just to see what a Muslim prayer looks like, what Somali food tastes like, and just to kind of meet one-on-one with the people who they may see across the street getting into their car or taking them to school, but truly, might be living in a completely different silo for all things considered.
There was a lot of issues surrounding by the Somalis in Minnesota lately, especially for this mosque relating to the missing Somali kids. What do you think, according to that issues, will bring this? Because I see non-Somalis, a lot of non-Somalis here just coming from the media, from the public, from the community. What do you think this would ultimately add on to these issues?
Well, I think it will help non-Somalis just recognize that if a crime was committed, it was committed by one man or a few men, but certainly to paint with a broad brush the entire community is, it's just kind of ridiculous. I mean, as you can see, it's a very peaceful event right now. It's just neighbors meeting neighbors and,
One last question. The media, the local non-Somali media or the local Minnesota media took a lot of criticism from the Somalis because of how they covered these issues surrounded by the Somalis, and a lot of them found it pretty unfair. So what do you think the local media will gain from this kind of event?
maybe I'll just remind them to be very sensitive and to be careful when they do come out with a report that might be controversial or negative. I mean, we still have to continue to do our jobs. If somebody is recruiting somebody here, you know, recruiting young men to go to Somalia to participate in a civil war, I mean, that's something we have to cover, that's something we should be covering, but certainly we don't have to cast aspersions and put a cloud on the entire community to get that story done.
Thank you, Laura.
waa tahay daawadayaal sida aad maqlayseen dadkii halkaas isugu yimid kulankii uu markaas albaabada loogu furayay dadweynaha gobolka magaalada Minneapolis masaajidka Abuubakar Sidiq ay kuwaas ahaayeen runtii maxamed dadka waxay muujiyeen in ay ku faraxsan yihiin inay ka soo qayb galaan waxna ka bartaan diinta Islaamka waa dadkii aan Soomaalida ahayn ayna jecel yihiin in ay xiriirkooda ay badiyaan ay leeyihiin masaajidada iyo markaas meelaha ay Soomaalidu inta badan ay isugu timaado dhanka Soomaalida sidee baad u maleynaysaa in faa'iido nooce ay u leedahay in dad aan Soomaali ahayn ay yimaadaan masaajidka ay ka soo qayb galaan casho yimaadaan ugu yaraan ay muujiyaan inay ku faraxsan yihiin inay ka soo qayb galaan rabaan inay wax ka bartaan dadkeena